So I'm driving along one day, and there's this guy just weaving in and out of traffic, and causing all kinds of trouble for everybody. So when he gets close to me, I just keep putting my car in front of him, you know. I look at my rearview mirror, he's getting really angry. And I eventually get over to one lane and I let him go forward. And he gets up right beside me, and rolls down his window and shouts at me, "Pull over, I'm going to kick your ass." He wants me to pull over so he can kick my ass. So I'm creeping along at like 12 miles an hour, and I look over at him, and I tell him, "No." And then I keep driving. Meanwhile, he pulls over into a parking lot and is apparently waiting for me. Well, for one thing, if I do pull into that parking lot with you, Mr. Angry Man, I'm going to let you get out of your car, and then I'm going to run over you. Because you see, I'll still have a car, and you won't. I used to work in a photo lab, develop pictures for people. See a lot of strange things, but mostly it was the questions you had to deal with. One day, see, we had this little digital print station. You put in a little card from your camera, and then you get photos out of it. So this lady is getting ready to print the photos, and one of her pictures is upside down on the screen. And she turns to me and asks me, "What if it prints out upside down?" What if it prints out upside down? For about 4 or 5 minutes, I did not know how to answer this question without sounding like a jackass. Like, what if it prints out upside down? Well, gee, lady. So finally, I picked up a sign. I'm like, if it prints out upside down, you can just turn it over. She got very quiet and walked away. So I thought that was, one-time thing. I mean, who could be that stupid? Like just one person in the whole world, right? So a couple of weeks later, I'm at the photo booth doing my job, and an entirely different lady walks up and asks, "Well, what if it prints out upside down?" So this time I just grab the sign right away and I just rotate it like that. And she stares at me for a minute and says, "Wow, I've got to go get something to eat." I told her, "Well, maybe you should." Used to work in a computer lab at the local community college. And you got all kinds of weird, crazy questions from weird, crazy people. Some of the best were, how do I make the letters big? Well, it turns out after a few minutes of conversation they want to make capital letters. I'm like, well, you hit the shift key. And then you hold that down and you press the letters. And they're like, oh, I thought that shifted the letters. And I said, yes, it shifts the letters into capitals. A little bit later, somebody else comes up to the desk and they're like, how do you make it so there's 2 of them? I'm like, 2 of what? You know how there's 1 of them? How do you make it so there's 2 of them? What? So finally, after forever, we figure out that this guy wants to double space his paragraphs. It's 1 of them and then 2 of them. Yeah. Another time we had this lady, what we call Johnny and the Bomb. She's an insane lady because they like to send the insane people to community college so that they can get socialized. So this lady would come in and type long letters to various newspapers that never actually went anyplace. And she would talk about how they have Johnny in prison, but there was never a bomb. There's Johnny's in prison, there was never a bomb. But if they go Johnny in prison, but there was never a bomb. They put Johnny in prison, there was never a bomb. And then one day she brought in a dog. Now you think, well, maybe this is her like helping hand dog. No, this dog sat underneath her desk, and when you came up to tell her that it was time to go because it was the end of the day, the dog growled at you and tried to bite you. Crazy lady, Johnny and the Bomb. And you finally get her and the dog to leave, and you tell her she can't bring the dog back, and she's still talking about, oh, they put Johnny in jail, and there wasn't a bomb, they put her in jail, there wasn't a bomb. I'm like, no, but it's okay. I don't care about Johnny, but you cannot bring that dog back in. No dog. Johnny. All right. Bye. When I was a little kid, we had this dog who was part beagle, part Spitz. Really smart dog. Mutts are smart. They're great. This dog was so smart, she would look both ways before crossing the street. But she was nuts, because she'd get to the middle of the road, right where the lines were, and then lay down with her feet in the air. I'm not sure if this was just, you know, dog being stupid, but I think that really she just liked to make people stop and freak out, because people would stop. Oh my God, the dog got hit by a car! Oh my God, your dog got hit by a car! It was upside down in the road! And I'm like, nah, the dog just does that. She likes to go out to the little line and just lay down with her feet in the air. It's just apparently to scare people like you. As you can see, I've got a little bit of long hair here. It used to be a lot longer. I used to have really long hair all the way down to the middle of my back or further. And I used to get pulled over by the cops all the time for driving while long-haired. And they'd, hey, son, see you got a car here. Mind if I look through it? There's never anything in my car. Ever. Like, nothing. So I said, sure, look through my car. 20, 30 minutes later, they've opened every container in my car, made a complete wreck of my car. They find nothing. They send me on my way. And I'm always thinking to myself, couldn't you just put me on a list that says, oh, this guy, he never has anything? But they won't do that, you know. They got to pull you over because you have long hair, which means you have the pop. Well, one day, I'm just a few feet away from my apartment, you know, I just turn a corner, so I stop at this red light completely. Cops on the other side of the red light looking at me. And, you know, come to a complete stop. My turn signal's on, I turn, pull into my parking lot. He pulls in right behind my parking lot behind me. So he'd done a U-turn on the road to follow me. Pulls in right behind me, and then he comes up to the car and he's talking to me, and I'm like, you know, hey, sir, you know, I'm pretty sure that I can do a full stop back there, and I turned on my turn signal. Was it working? And that I didn't see any no turn on red signs. He's like, no, you did everything right. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to ask this nice police officer who pulled me over for doing everything right why he pulled me over.